Good morning. Did you miss me? We're back. It's breakfast time again. We've been a little on hiatus with all the craziness going on, not only in the world but in my life, but we're back and it's time for breakfast. So hopefully you're all watching this in real time, or will be soon. Chef Dan here with my ever-loving camera person and woman who wears lots of hats, Jody, office manager / and over here we have well masked up my website designer and all-around good person as well as social media aide, Laura. So if you need information about how you can improve your website, you're watching the right show today. So with all that said, what we're going to do today is something I haven't done in a long time because we're usually in a hurry, but it's called slow eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scramble the eggs with goat cheese, put them on low temperature. I'm going to turn the burner on now. And we're going to let those cook the whole time we're doing the rest of the meal. And that's going to be our main flavor. I think I'm going to pull out some curry powder too today because I feel curry. So, that's fine. Anyway, since normally eggs are the very last thing we're doing, today it's the very first thing we're doing. So let's get cracking, literally. As you can see where I buy my eggs, once again, organic Kirkland's. These are a little bit smaller than average, so we're gonna do 6. I don't know how big everybody's appetite is today, but mine's huge. So off we go. Oh, fun! I wanted to watch this video, and all Dan did was crack eggs. Mr. Excitement, all by his lonesome. So we're gonna do 6. We're gonna just throw in a wonk of goat cheese and throw it in the pan with some butter, and that's it. Beat it up a little bit. But I don't necessarily have to whip the living daylights out of these either. So, keeps life a little easier. Let's heat them up. And salt them up. And cheese them up. This is, of course, goat cheese from Costco. One of my favorites. So I'm just going to take a wonk big enough for 3. And just drop that right on in there at some point today. There we go. And just a quick beat, nothing serious. I just want to kind of give it a head start, is all I'm doing. Okay, so just break that cheese up a little bit. It's going to really melt in there. I did this once for 1,500 people, but we didn't use goat cheese. We used cream cheese and a giant skillet, of course. Bringing back bad flashbacks from my earlier days. But now all I want to do, go butter in the pan, or in this case, maybe a little bit more than a little. Just get that melting. We are cooking for 3 today. Everything's going to take a little bit longer, so have some patience. These are typically my weekend eggs, but today they're going to be my starters. So I don't even care about melting. I'm going to turn that way down, then pour in the eggs, and just let them sit. I'll be stirring them every once in a while, but not all the time. Like normally when I scramble eggs, I like to do them super fast, get them super fluffy, and do it all real quick. Now, with that said, the rest of our meal is sausage links. And I have some cooked farro. This is what I had for breakfast yesterday. So fortunately, I made enough for us today. And all we need to do for this is already cooked. I'll just pop that in the microwave when the time is right and get it heated. But these are really nice breakfast sausages. Again, this is a very Costco breakfast, so just get over it now, okay? And we're going to cook 8 of these. So I know some of us want 3, some of us want 2. And worst case scenario is everybody gets 2 1/3. Or what is that? 2 2/3. I can't even do math this morning. So I'm just separating these. 2, 4, 6. Yes, Dan can count to 8. My new knife. This is a Shun. It's not new. I've had this knife for years, but I broke the tip off years ago. And Elin Wenzel from Element Knife Company here in Denver reshaped this bad boy. I mean, this is a really expensive knife, but with a broken tip, it's worthless. So shameless plug for Elin Wenzel at Element Knife Company, who reshaped it and resharpened it. This thing will shave the hair right off your arm. So we got to be a little bit more careful than usual. I'm just going to just put that to Cholula anyway. Let's get just a touch of oil in our pan for the sausage. And drop those in. And let them cook. And look, one stir of the eggs. You can see a little bit of set, but not much. That's what I want. And then just let them go. I'm just kind of lifting up the stuff that's starting to cook. Get it back on the bottom. And now we got temperatures right. We're going to mix these out. Do a little balancing act. Because I want those sausages to get cooked. Crank that up. Bigger burner. Okay. Veggies today. I've got some asparagus ends. These are the bottoms. This is the stuff that most people normally throw out. But this is good stuff. It's only the skin that's fibrous. The flesh inside is tender and wonderful. So all I'm going to do is cut this real thin to compensate for the tough skin. And at $2.99 a pound, really not fun to waste this much food. So I've saved these as I go along. Of course, I do the spears for classes and things like that. But I always save the bottoms and never throw them away. Because they're good for breakfast as long as they're cut thin. Cut them at an angle so they're easy to pick up with a fork. In case you were wondering. So we got a nice vegetable medley today, and I'm going to turn my pan on and start heating it up. I've got some bell pepper. We're kind of a green day today. We don't have our typical rainbow colors as we normally do, because I have green vegetables today. Tomorrow night, though, is our class Eat the Rainbow. So if you want to know a little bit more about how all the different colors can really benefit your overall basic good health from food, Eat the Rainbow is our online class tomorrow night here at the Seasoned Chef with yours truly. So again, everything's cut up thin. Remember, the rule here is that we're making a vegetable stir fry, but we're going to not flavor it with a bunch of soy sauce, Asian flavors, and things like that. The technique is to use high temperature and cook quickly. The flavoring is whatever you want. And we need the entire half an onion because I got to feed 3 people today. Normally, a quarter of an onion does me just fine. Clean as you go, right, everybody? First rule. Of course, I usually ignore that when I'm off camera and make a giant mess. So I've got a nice variety of vegetables. I'm going to hold off on the zucchini because I've already got 3. My rule is generally 4, so I do want to use up some of this cauliflower. These are florets that we just bought, and so I need to cut those up nice and thin too so they'll cook fast. And I don't mind the shrapnel. I don't mind the little bits. They'll all cook and become part of the meal. They might even get a little crispy in the cooking process. And what's wrong with a little crispy? You know, the big rage these days is cauliflower rice anyway, which you can buy already ground up. If you want to make your own, you can just take florets and throw them in a food processor, and you have cauliflower rice. Not really rice, but what it is something that is healthy and cooks quick. And of course, that's the goal. Or it can be held together to make cheese pizza, cauliflower pizza, yada yada hoo-ha, all the way down the line. So, I'm starting to hear the sound of power coming from my stove. We're going to get the Farro ready to throw into the microwave. Ever since I redid my kitchen, the microwave is now in the pantry. Because I don't have any place for it in the main kitchen. It used to be over the stove, but now I've got this wonderful hood. It makes so much more sense. All right. Eggs are moving along, nice and slow. Slow eggs. Ideally, it takes 15 minutes to cook. That should be about your average time. And they'll come out mega creamy.
They look so good.
Okay. for me, I find that when it's time to turn the sausages for the first time, it's also time to start my veggies. That's been my timing over the last 3-4 years of doing this. So now with the sausages turned over, veg time. All these mouths to feed today. All right, so salt and pepper, of course. And like I said, I was thinking about Laura, who's got a lovely Australian accent, and I decided that instead of our usual turmeric, it might be fun to use a little curry powder, which, interestingly enough, most curry powders have turmeric in them. Not all, but most. So we're still getting our turmeric love, the anti-bad stuff, everything ingredient. As you can see, with my turmeric, I'm usually buying it in quantity, using it. That's been whittled down just in the last month. So you can see I go through quite a bit of it. A little bit every day in breakfast, just to help things along. Me in particular. The only thing with the powders is they're going to absorb some of the oil in the pan, so you want to be conscientious about that. Alright, I'm turning my eggs way down. They're almost done. So I'm going to, you can see, I basically cook them until they just start to lose their shine. You can see those are getting pretty well set up, so I turn my burner way down and let those go. Okay, those are almost done. And I just want to keep them warm in the pan, but they will continue to cook in the pan even if you turn the pan off. You got to be aware of that. Sausages are getting there. Come on, sausages. My little sausage. That's from the English patient, by the way. What's wrong, my little sausage? All right, let's fire these off. And we're in the home stretch, so while I've got just a moment, let's get our avocado ready. I want to do this safely, so we do have this video on the website. So as you can see, I put the knife in the avocado. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the knife stable and spin the avocado, so I'm not moving the knife towards my hand. Then I can take that out. And this is the big mistake people make, taking the seed out with a knife. But all you have to do is go right through the seed, and you go right into your hand. So get your hand out of the way, and then pop that out. And then just take it out with a big spoon. Ready to go. We'll just slice a little bit of that over the top today. Mega veggies today, guys. Alright. What's going on over here? Okay, we got some sausages just about done. Eggs, I'm turning it off. They're done. I don't want to cook anymore. Veggies are starting to soften up. Yeah, the onions are getting that shine and translucence. Everything's starting to cook, so let's finish up quick. Normally I turn the pan down at this point, but because everything else is about ready, we're just going to fire this off real quick. We're going to add mega greens, enough for 3. These are, once again, Costco power greens. I know, it's just a Costco breakfast steak. Get over it. Now we'll turn this down. I got plenty of heat in there. Sausages are just finishing up. Eggs are done. Life is good. Hardest part's keeping them all in the pan. It's typically when they get yelled at when my wife finds like cooked lettuce, green leaves on the stove top. It usually doesn't go over really well in this house. But I do have the pan way down because there's enough heat in the pan just to wilt those greens. That's all I want to do is wilt them. I don't want to cook them. I don't want them cooked to death. I want them wilted. So let's build our plates. And my Farro needs another moment, so we're going to serve it next to. Let's get these wilted. Here we go. Let's get the eggs out of the pan. These are just the way I want them. I don't want them cooked anymore. Creamy beyond belief. Could even have gone about 30 seconds sooner. Could have been fine too. Sausage is nice and firm, so we can just turn those off. Normally I like to put the Farro under the veggies. A lot of times I'll just do a breakfast bowl, but these are done and those are not, so we're just gonna serve in components today. We're not gonna stack. We're gonna separate because I don't know if Laura likes her food touching or not. And for people that don't like their food touching, God, when it touches, it's like, oh, I can't eat that stuff. Chef, don't make me do it. Give that some blast. Get out Farro. Just heat it up. Don't need to give too much. I got a little bit left for tomorrow. Whole grain, delicious. I love Farro. I love its texture. I love its flavor. It's got a nice little bit of a chew to it. Doesn't get mushy. And it's a little bit of a nutty flavor, which is so common to a lot of, especially ancient grains. And let's just start with 2 sausages and see how everybody's doing. Don't forget the avocado. We're going to put it right on the eggs because cheese and avocado and eggs works for me every time. Big breakfast today, guys. But we won't be hungry until 4 in the afternoon today, I can tell you that. And because that avocado is just fresh on top, a little salt, a little pepper, and breakfast is served. Try these eggs out for size. If you're worried about doing them fast, remember, because you're in a hurry for breakfast, save them for the weekends to take them for a test drive. You can use different cheeses as well. You can pretty much use any cheese you like. But they go really well with anything, just like eggs usually do. In the meantime, we're hungry, so we'll be back next week. And until then, thanks for watching. Enjoy. Bon appetit. Come see us again. Check out our new calendar for February. We're doing both online and in-person classes now that the level has gone to orange. So we're back in business in the school with our new liquor license too. So come in and have a couple cocktails with us. We'll see you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.